I sat upon a jagged shore, cold and weary, the sand and stones grinding beneath my boots like the teeth of some ancient gnashing thing. The sea before me churned, a roiling abyss of ink and foam, its waves clawing with an unceasing hunger. I have come here again, as I have every twilight, since that accursed night. It was a night months past, a night I cannot purge from the fevered recesses of my soul, when the sea claimed me. I had ventured too far from the shore, lured by a fool's curiosity to chase the faint phosphorescent gleam that danced upon the waves, a gleam no fisherman's tale had warned me of. The tide turned treacherous, and my small skiff splintered against a reef unseen, leaving me adrift in the frigid, clutching dark. The water swallowed me, pulling me down into depths where no light dared linger, where the pressure crushed my lungs and the cold gnawed at my marrow. I thrashed, a speck of life against the indifferent abyss, certain that my end had come. And then she was there, not as a form, not as a savior in any human sense, but as a presence, vast and unfathomable, stirring the waters around me. I could feel her presence, although I could not see her. A shudder in the deep, a ripple of something colossal, but not as of a whale brushing against my drowning frame, but of something far more profound, something from beyond the abyss of time and death that was pulling me down. The water above parted, and I was borne upward by a will both alien and inexorable. My eyes, stinging with salt, caught no glimpse of her, yet my mind reeled with the impression of immensity, of tendrils vast as continents, of a gaze that spanned gulfs beyond time. As I was lifted to the surface, the air I gasped was tainted with her essence, a bitter tang of ozone and lilac. I washed ashore, trembling, alive, but no longer wholly my own. That was the accursed night when she claimed me, when I became tethered to her incomprehensible will. Her voice, if it can be called a voice, rises in the ebb and flow of the tide, a sound no mortal throat could shape. It is the hiss of stars collapsing, the groan of dimensions folding upon themselves, a melody woven from the screams of things that should not be, though I know she defies sight. Once, in a moment of madness, I glimpsed the shadow of her presence, a shimmer in the air, a distortion that bent light into shapes my mind recoiled from. To call her beautiful in the physical sense would be blasphemy. To call her monstrous would be too small a word, and indeed the wrong word, for she is all those things, and yet somehow none of them. The waves crash louder now, and I feel her thoughts seep into mine, cold and vast as the void between worlds. She does not speak in words, but in impressions, fractured visions of cyclopean cities drowned beneath a sea of stars, of tendrils coiling through other waters and other firmaments, of eyes that watch from places no light from our world has ever touched. She bids me to come no closer, to not wade into the surf where the boundary between us thins. But my heart thunders, a frail drum against the infinite. I want to resist, to flee this desolate strand and the pull of her unseen embrace, but my feet betray me. They shuffle forward, drawn as if by some unseen tether. This was never meant to be, but neither was I nor she. The water laps at my ankles, icy and alive, and I hear her now, singing to me from across the void, a sound like church bells, echoing across aeons. She is near now, closer than she has ever been. My mind buckles under the weight of her, the unimaginable vastness of her bosom being pressed against the fragile shell of my sanity. I am a mote, a speck, a fleeting thought in the dream of something eternal. I wade deeper, the waves surging to my chest, and I feel her presence coil around me, invisible yet undeniable. The air hums with her essence, a vibration that rattles my bones and sets my teeth to chattering. I whisper her name, not a name I gave her, but one she planted in me. The tide rises, and I am no longer certain where I end and she begins. The horizon darkens, and the stars above wink out, one by one, as if snuffed by her unseen hand. I was alone with her now, adrift in the sea that is her dominion and her prison. Her voice was clearer now, sharing secrets that no man was meant to know, as well as pleasures no mortal soul was meant to endure. And yet I endure, and I am sustained. For she protects me, and through me I bestow upon her presence a foothold in the mortal realm of which she loves most dearly. I am hers, and she is all there is, ever was, and ever will be.